All right, yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski. Welcome to my soft raid guide for the Ampharos raid in the PokeMMO Lunar New Year event. This is the third raid of the holiday season out of 12. It's a 3-star raid, so it should be a pretty simple one, although I do recommend not solo queuing raids wherever possible. Finding groups, whether in global chat, whether in channel chat, your team, my Discord, wherever it may be where you have some PokeMMO friends. Make sure to join a team prior or a group of people prior, get a link going, and that's going to help you organize things a lot better. Now, this raid, you do want one person out of all four leading with a tailwind setting magic bounce Xatu. That is very important. Number one, you see some extra details on the side of the screen over to your right where you can see the the stars of the raid. You can see the move sets to watch out for: Dragon Pulse, Signal Beam, Discharge, Thunderbolts. Apparently Excadrill is very, very good in this raid and lives a very long time, so make sure if you have a good Excadrill, make sure to go ahead and bring an Excadrill. We're going to be setting Sun later in the raid because at 40% HP the Pokemon will change. It will adjust its typing things where like it all of a sudden becomes sorry, I'm like distracted. All of a sudden earthquakes won't work anymore, so you want to lead earthquakes and spam earthquakes for the first large part of the raid and then have some fire Pokemon in the back. 1 or 2 is good. I only have 1 fire Pokemon, and having someone on your team set up some with 9 tails is also very, very relevant, and this should be a decent to go team. We're setting our Tailwind with our Xatu. We should be good. Let's just go ahead and jump into it and see how the fight plays out. You can also find all the locations for the raid dens in that bottom right hand corner. Route 10 in Kanto is my recommended option. It's right next to the PC. You can also go Route 45 in Johto, Route 18 it looks like in Unova, Route 120 in Hoenn, and then Route 210 reversed 120, Route 210 in Sinnoh. You will need HMs for some of those spots though. Let's go ahead and queue up with our team and jump into this fight. I know that you need a Magic Bounce Xatu, but I'm not exactly sure why, as we're about to see. I'm sure it's some sort of Thunder Wave is my guess. Magic Bounce is a very unique ability which can flip back some attacks. Roar, so there it is. Roar would ruin your lead and basically switch out all your Pokemon randomly, and you really don't want that in raids. So thankfully we do Magic Bounce the Roar back to it. And it should let our, I guess, excuse me, Magic Bounce only protects ourselves. I didn't know that. Interesting. So, but it does allow us to guaranteed set up Tailwind. That's the big thing, because otherwise we would have massive problems. So there's going to be some RNG in this raid. Don't be afraid to reset in this raid if you have a problem with that, or if you don't have a Magic Bounce Xatu, you can technically just like retry over and over and over again until one of you get your Murkrow bounced in, but that's, you want to avoid it if possible. Good question from chat. Does Xatu need to have specific IVs or just high speed? Literally high speed is the only thing. I even put a choice scarf on it. Mine has good stats, but you really don't need it. It's literally just all you need is hidden ability access and speed to get it off before. That's great questions. All you really need it for. But you might end up using it in future raids. I do want my Xatu to die here if possible. That would be best case scenario. If it does not, it's a little awkward, but it's okay if we waste a little bit of damage here. See some Dragon Pulse targeting down the Garchomp. One of our Firemons came in early, but that's also totally okay. T-Bolt coming out. It looks like our Xatu is unfortunately going to live heading into turn 2, which is not ideal, but it's also not terrible. So heading into turn 2, I do unfortunately just click Tailwind here once again. I know it's not ideal, but it's better than switching out another Pokemon and just having it die. I'd rather keep the Xatu in, hopefully have it die this turn from Thunderbolts. It is weak to the Ampharos Thunderbolts, so we're hoping that it targets us here. That's the goal. Big Flare Blitz. Dude, look at Darmanitan, the absolute monster, doing so much Flare Blitz damage, even without Sun. Huge, huge, huge damage. Big Earthquake coming from Excadrill, doing 5.7% damage. Max Cap, you'll see, is about 6%. Ampharos is going to have a Light Screen. I think we should be able to just, once again, Earthquake through that. Light Screen is going to stop the special attacking damage, but that's fine for the time being. You do want to be saving your, if you can, saving your fire types in the back. Once again, we're saving the fire types until 40% of the HP of the fight, and then using your Earthquakers for the start here. All right, beautiful. There we go. Turn 3, our Xatu finally did go down. Now I can just go ahead and go my Tyranitar. Now I'm purposely bringing in Tyranitar early, because if I brought him in later, he would reset over Sun. So if you bring Tyranitar to these raids, make sure, do not cuck your teammates and bring in Tyranitar later on after Sun has been set up. Do not, hurt him in that way. So make sure to bring in the Tyranitar early if you're going to set up that sand and not hurt and reset over that weather. So once again, pretty easy raid, pretty simple raid, just Earthquake spamming until we get it low enough HP and then switching over to the fire strategy. All right, my Excadrill finally went down. Dude, that guy lived forever and got off a ton of damage. That was turn 10. It took turn 10 for my Excadrill. I still have 3 Pokemon left. We just set up Suns. We can go ahead and bring in our fire type attackers here as well. while Sun is still active. And then I'll have 2 Earthquakers in the back to get off hopefully a bit more chip damage. But I'm going to go for my Charizard here. We should be able to pop off. The Ampharos down to 16% HP, so we're almost done. All right, there it is, fellas. Just lots of attacks and damage. Like, once you know the strategies, it's pretty simple. There might be some RNG once again with this fight, so just feel free to reattempt it if something goes wrong. Thankfully, we got it on our first attempt, unlike some of the other raids. There is the Ampharos subdued, and here is our catch on the Iron Man account. Hopefully, you guys found the guide a little helpful. If you did, like it. It's kind of like a light thing, you know, just something out there for somebody. Hopefully, help somebody. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitch for streams like this to see all this stuff live. And let's see our catch, boys. Gentle. Our rolls actually matter so much. Gentle's not good, unfortunately. And it's male, so we'll need an Alpha Ditto. Don't show me attack IV. Okay, that's... Okay, the stats... Okay, the IVs are good. Okay, the gender is bad. The nature is bad. The IVs are good. This can be fixed. Okay. Whew. I'll have to use a Ditto, unfortunately. I almost want to breed this, like, soon as well. Getting a good Alpha Ampharos might matter for the future raids, which is kind of crazy. Really cool Pokemon. Really cool to have plus Ampharos finally on the Iron Man account. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here. I wanted to take this second to say thank you so much for watching the entire video. It is thanks to people like you I'm able to make the content that I do, as well as everybody whose name is listed here. That's it for me. Have a fantastic day.